Hello and welcome to the Average FPLers podcast. My name's Russell, and as always, I'm joined by Mike. How are we doing?
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy. So we need to catch up on a couple of game weeks in review, and then we'll be looking ahead at game week 32, which is now tomorrow. So it's all coming thick and fast. So let's have a look at the topics we're going to discuss. As I said, a review of game week 30 and 31, see how we did there. And then looking ahead at game week 32, reveal our teams, talk about transfers. Obviously, Saka and Haaland didn't play midweek, and I have both of them in my team, so that is a question mark from me. Mike, you're potentially on a wild card, and I might ask you about your chip strategy as you've got loads of chips left.
Confusion.
And then, as always, we'll look at the Fantasy Football Hub AI recommended transfers and wildcard team as well. So, first up, game week 30 review. If we can remember back then, which was only last weekend, so I should be able to.
No.
Well, it wasn't a great one for me. I just about got over the average, but I dropped 20k in rank. Another stellar bench as well, 11 points on my bench. So not as stellar as 33 points, but yeah, still not great. But I think the story of the 2 weeks, and we'll see in a moment, is Palmer saving our butts. He got 15 points in 30 and then 20 points in 31. So
Yeah, it's quite a lot of points.
yeah.
I don't know if he was of the two. He was probably more of a differential in the first game because people benched him or they'd sold him.
Yep.
So, handily though, 35 points in 2 game weeks. I'll take it.
The only slight annoying thing with that is I took a -4. I brought Salah in and Udogi this week. And bringing Salah in meant I captained Salah, whereas I was going to captain Palmer if I hadn't made any transfers. So that was disappointing. Yeah. So I
It's
could have been on a much better score, but
well, you could have sold Foden for a -4, like a lot of people did this week, to get Salah.
True, that would have been worse. Yeah, that would have upset me. I
Damn,
can't remember who I sold now.
I mean, it's good to see that you've come prepared.
Yeah. I was hoping it'd all just come back to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I sold Bowen, which didn't work out that well because he got a 10-pointer as well. So yeah,
Well, you live by the bone, you die by the bone.
yeah, I didn't want to sell Bowen, but it was the only way I could afford Salah. So um, yeah, it wasn't a great week because obviously I sold Bowen, he did well. Um, picked the wrong captain because of that. So yeah, and my defense was shocking as well. So my flop players are made up mostly of defensive assets and Watkins, who the hub
That
told
was
us.
injury though.
The hub told us
Yeah,
he
told
weren't going to
us
play, and then
they told us he was going to get 0 points.
yeah, they were half right.
Yeah,
So
like an all-seeing eye.
yeah, but yeah, your game week 30 was much better. 72 points, plus 92k. Quite a big green
Yeah.
arrow. Sun captain.
Whoosh! I'm nearly back to where I was about 10 weeks ago. So
Mm.
what a joy that is to go from being 200k to getting back to 200k. Um, yeah, it was okay. I had Palmer, I had Solanke,
Mm-hmm.
I had Son, who not a lot of people had, or took hits to get, whereas I'd got him. Well, I'd had him since December.
Yeah.
I'm also stuck with the bastard now because he's so much money tied up in him. I can't physically get rid of him because if I get rid of him, I can't buy him back, and everyone wants him back now for all sorts of future game weeks. because he's
Yeah.
appealing, but he's 10.1 million. Well, if I sell him, I only get like 9.2. You know, who am I going to get for 9.2 million? Marcus Rashford? No.
The only thing that's
So
semi not making me want to get him back is because they blank him 34. Unless that is the one that got announced today, I don't know. You said there was
no,
a double
no,
announced.
35.
35, okay. So I'm
So
probably
he's
going
still
to want him.
blanking.
I'm probably going to want him for 25, 35.
35. Although 36, I think we've got Man City or Arsenal, one of the two.
Okay.
I mean, the double in
Probably
35
wait
is
for
not
that.
good, and the double in 37 is not good either.
Mm.
But we might get something. We might not, but we might.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my predicament with him as well. I'm glad I've captained him and gave me a 6-point edge over Salah, which was helpful.
Yep.
I also had Salah, who people were trying to furiously rush to get into their squads. I took a -4 that week to get players in, I think, to get 72.
Oh,
Or
did
I?
you say -4? Because I didn't put it down as a -4
I might have.
for 30. No, you didn't. You only did
Maybe.
one transfer in 30.
Oh, I only did one transfer. That's because I'm a fucking hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I did.
You took a
I think I transferred
-4 in
Salah in.
31.
I did, yeah. I transferred Salah in for Saka in 30. I took a massive gamble.
Mm.
Um,
Paid off.
because they yeah, it's done all right. I
Yeah.
mean, even in 31, it's done all right by the margin of 2 points, but it's done all right.
Mm-hmm.
Saka might be out this weekend though. And if he does, and Salah goes and gets his traditional 47 points against Manchester United, as he always likes to get,
Mm-hmm.
then it will be rather good. The only positive for that was choosing to sell Saka over Odegaard as well yielded me 11 points in 31. So
Yeah.
because it would have been a very messy game week midweek if I didn't have Odegaard.
Yeah. Yeah, with Saka, yeah, he seems to be carrying something. So
Oh, he missed
yeah.
that all international break, didn't it?
Yeah. So
It was always touch and go,
yeah.
and then he played Man City, but he looked off the pace.
Mm-hmm.
Hooked after 70, and then they said it was managing an issue. Clearly, it was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. And then everyone went, oh, but we spotted him in training. You're like, yeah, that doesn't mean he's going to play. The turnover is so quick that doesn't necessarily mean. Plus, it's Luton. And if you can't trust your squad to play Luton, who face a bucket load of shots and got like the longest injury list known to man, when can you trust your backup players? And let's be fair, Emil Smith Rowe is one of your backup players. And I'm a
He was
fan anyway.
he was great
He was great.
against
He wasn't
Luton.
man of the match, great, but he was great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he pretty much set up both the goals.
He
So
did, but I think Odegaard basically run that game
yeah,
from
true.
start to finish.
Yeah, to be fair,
He should have got man
Odegaard
of the
probably
match.
was man of the match. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Smith Rowe got it because he
yeah, it's his first game back in a while,
and he contributed for the
and
goals, but yeah.
yeah, and of the two that started against Luton, him and Reece Nelson, he took his chance. Nelson did not inspire, unfortunately.
No.
So yeah, but I can live with that. Odegaard did well. Didn't do. I think I benched him against Man City because I thought he wouldn't do very well, which is obvious. Yeah, and I think I got green arrows both weeks, so that would do.
Yeah, well let's look at 31. So 31 went better for me. Went good for both of us, really. So way above the average. Big green arrows for both of us, like in the 20Ks. So
Yeah,
yeah, take that. I had both Foden and Palmer in my team, so that was nice.
I did not.
And I got a double clean sheet for Bournemouth as well. So that was good as
I
well,
did too.
which I think you did as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I had Neto, and who got 7, didn't he? And I had Adam
Yeah.
Smith, who got 9.
Yeah, yours is better than mine.
Adam,
Sabani only got 7 as well.
yeah, Adam Smith got 6 the previous week as well in my big hit week because he got an assist for an own goal.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Bournemouth didn't keep a clean sheet. I also got a clean sheet from Moreno because hell yeah,
Oh,
before
yeah,
I
it did.
ditched him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he played in game week 31, but I sold Moreno for Van Dijk, and then I also sold Watkins to Darwin
Darwin.
Nunez because I thought, I'm going for it. I've got a Sheffield United look absolutely dreadful still, and they've accepted their fate. Although they did all right in 30 against Fulham. They should have won that game, but that's how bad they are. They went 4-2 up, VAR ruled it out, and then it went 3-all, and then they nearly lost it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, it was a complete and utter dismal destruction of their confidence and everything. So I was like, yeah, I've got to get on that. No matter what, I've got to get on that.
Yeah.
So
That was a transfer I did as well, Watkins to Darwin, which
yeah,
semi
well, it
paid off.
saved
He
me some money.
scored, got 6 points, didn't he? So
Well, he scored from an absolute ridiculous goalkeeping error. He'd already closed down the goalkeeper about 30 seconds before, forcing him into like almost a sort of shaky pass.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just chased down the goalkeeper, stuck his foot up, and it bounced off his foot and rolled into the net.
Nice.
And it was like, I'll take it, but
Mm.
that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that was going to be the only goal for about 70 minutes after that. So
Yeah, well, that was the other shocking thing.
Salah,
Obviously, we both captained Salah, thinking, "Oh, here we go," and he gets 1 point. It goes off on
I mean,
59 minutes.
everyone and their dog captain Salah this week
Yeah.
because he had the most shots in a what was it in a match or a half
Oh,
in the
yeah.
weekend against
Yeah.
Brighton. You know, 11, 12, 13 shots on target and didn't score, and everyone's like, "Oh, but he's gonna though. He's gonna absolutely smash Sheffield United."
Yeah.
And then someone raised the concern. They were like, "Oh, well, Salah's record against Sheffield United is 1 goal in 5 games." I was like, "That is not great," but Sheffield United are really, really, really bad. So I've got a gamble, and I'm going to captain him. Who else am I going to captain?
Yeah,
No one in
exactly.
my side was jumping out at me.
You
So
can't really feel bad about that one. It was the obvious choice, and yeah.
yeah, I just gutted that he didn't let him stay on for another 9 seconds, so we got 2 extra points out of it
Yep, that would have been nice.
because it would have been 60 minutes. And B, Liverpool couldn't keep a clean sheet. Although I can't really argue too much because it was Bradley who got the own goal, and I think that means he finished on 0 points, right?
I imagine so. Yeah. Have you got Bradley in your
And
team?
I
Oh
do
no,
not know, but a
don't.
lot of people do. I got Virgil van Dissel, don't I?
I've got Bradley in my draft team, so yeah, got 0.
I think Gaz has
But,
got him in his team. I think that's why I'm thinking of it. But
yeah.
I was quite pleased because everyone else above me had, well, with the exception of you, but everyone had almost Foden and Bradley, and I was like, yeah, I'm not happy about this. Foden's already got 20 points through bullshit,
Yeah.
and to watch Bradley get an own goal, especially as I've had what 3 own goals this year, Moreno being one of them. I was like, "Hiya, welcome. Take a seat, lads. It's going to get frustrating."
Yeah.
So it was for a midweek game, considering I only took a -4. I watched people play their wild cards and get 24 points, which I'm glad I didn't do because I would have played my wild card and brought in Haaland and Saka because I would have felt I needed both those players because
Mm-hmm.
Man City were at home to Villa, and Villa were missing John McGinn and a bucket load of players to injury and suspensions.
Martinez is out, isn't it? So that Olsen,
There you
that
go.
their goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes, but don't take that as gospel.
Mm.
Um, But yeah, exactly. See, so they were missing goalkeepers as well. They were missing defenders, and they got battered 4-1. It's just a shame that Phil Foden got all the goals, because that looked like it was going quite swimmingly at first. It was only 1-1 at half time, and no Foden involvement, no sign of Haaland, no nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
if
I
Foden
was
hadn't
quite
got,
pleased.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad you are. I wasn't.
Yeah. I was very pleased. And I think I'd been thinking, oh, maybe it's time to sell Foden, but yeah, I'm glad I
That's
didn't.
right. He was one of the most sold players this week,
Yeah.
midweek, to make way for Salah.
You can see
So that's
why. I
fun.
think he has blanked the last few weeks, and it's been a bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
He's still playing more minutes than he ever has, right?
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, is he Man City's top scoring points wise? He might be.
In FPL, he might be. I should imagine he has. He's got 2 hat tricks this season.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So yeah, he's above Haaland for points. So there you go. And you say
That's the first time
Haaland's
Haaland
kind of
hasn't started.
essential. So
Yeah, first time Haaland hasn't started since last season.
right. Well,
Uh,
he's a League Two level player, isn't he? So
yeah, I mean that was quite funny as a synopsis. I was like, I don't know if he's that. Although
no.
I mean that's an insult to Haaland, but complimentary to League Two strikers, I guess, because he's saying that they can get 25 goals in 23 games. And like, yeah, of course we can, lads. We're League Two.
Yeah.
We know how to find the net.
Yep.
But, yeah. Although sometimes it feels like Roy Keane's like he's like the version of the dude that's on Twitter that says something ridiculous, and you go, oh god, that guy needs a slap.
Yeah.
So
But
never mind.
the PG version. So
Yeah, the PG version that's sort of someone tried to headbutt and is now subsequently getting done for assault.
yeah.
Everyone forgets about that. It was like half time. I can't remember what game it was, but someone went. It was an Arsenal fan, I think, went up to him and tried to headbutt him.
Oh, well, where Micah Richards was the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that guy's been in court this week. I think he denied assault, which I was like, it's on camera, mate. You went up to Roy Keane and tried to headbutt him.
Yeah.
You know?
Can't get away with that. So
No, it's very difficult to.
oh.
It's like Wales was ridiculous this week. At the weekend, not midweek. Tottenham versus Luton. The ball that crossed the line, and it basically was almost all the way over, but it was like this tiniest slither, like
Oh,
2
yeah.
millimeters wasn't over.
Yeah.
Which again, that's the rules. So it has to be all the way over, or it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I accept that. It's fine. Don't care. And then I saw a lovely gentleman who claims he's a Tottenham fan, said that this was a cover up by the league to ensure that Tottenham never get anywhere and don't win the league. And I was like, mate, no, just sit down.
You
know,
still won the game. So
we still, yeah, exactly. One, we still won, and 2, it's Luton.
yeah.
Why the fuck would they be conspiring against us now? How would they with goal line technology? It's not like someone can go, oh yeah, put a new floppy disk in, mate, and trick them. Yeah. It could be like the Aston Villa game where apparently someone forgot to turn it on against Sheffield United during lockdown. That's an entirely different matter, but not some sort of global conspiracy against Tottenham Hotspur. You're like, no, grow up.
I don't buy that one.
No, I don't like some decisions sometimes that go against us, but I'm not going to. You make yourself sound absolutely ridiculous when you say something like that on social media. Like, oh yeah, this is a cover up. You're like, well, a cover up of what? You know? Just settle down for a second, think about what you're saying, and then realize that what you're saying is completely, absolutely insane.
Nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it's fun, isn't it? Bit of fun, I guess.
it's not if you're a Tottenham fan, because you get to look at it and you go, oh, fucking hell, someone's going to say I'm the same as that guy now. And then someone does. And they go, oh, you're like him. Fuck off.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
It is. It's a global conspiracy full of lizards.
Yep.
Can't trust any of them.
No.
But what was the other thing that? Man United have faced more shots in the last 6 or 7 games than like the most shots ever.
Hmm.
150 on target. That is, I think it was. They've basically just let people shoot. So if you want like save points, Anana probably is the pick, but they ain't keeping a lot of clean sheets even.
No, which might explain my recommended transfer this week, but yeah.
Is it Johnny Evans?
No, it's to get rid of Dallo.
Yeah, I'd get rid of Taylor.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. See, they seemed like a good idea a couple of weeks ago, but it's not worked out well. So.
I mean, it's mostly because they've had a bad luck with defensive injuries.
Mm.
I won't go to the level that what's that fucking idiot on Twitter, Goldbridge. Mark Goldbridge said that they've had the most injuries in Premier League history. He said that today without any irony in his voice, which I nearly died because I was pretty sure didn't a couple of games in the late 90s get cancelled because they had so many injuries they couldn't field a team. Like
Oh,
Middlesbrough, wasn't
possibly,
it?
yeah.
And I'm sure they had to forfeit points because of it. And here's a bloke going, "We're the most in history." Fuck off, you know. So yeah, they've had a bad injury run, but they also got a bunch of players in their team that clearly do not care.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean the fact that Rashford's finally been dropped because he shows a significant sort of apathy towards playing.
They're just they're so up and down. I mean, they obviously beat Liverpool in the cup. You're like, oh wow, and then they've been awful since. So
Yeah, typical. They play like a typical mid-table side, didn't they?
yeah,
Like Tottenham in the late 90s, where we always thought we were going to be top six, and we'd turn up in the big games against the bigger teams and get maybe a draw if we were lucky, and then we had to play like the teams are lower than us, and we get battered.
mm-hmm.
That's what Man United are. They're getting battered by teams like Brentford battered them. That was lucky they walked away with anything in
yeah,
that game, to be honest.
yeah.
But Liverpool the week before in the FA Cup absolutely gave them a game of their lives.
And even Chelsea beat him last night. So
Exactly, it's a team lower than them in the league, right?
yeah.
Didn't turn up for it. They didn't fancy it. But they'll play Man City in a couple of weeks and turn up for it.
Probably turn
They're
up for
playing
that.
Liverpool
Yeah.
this weekend, so it'll be 0-0, won't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
There you go. That's what they feel like now. And bad recruitment, clearly. I mean, because Anthony, I think he's on par to be possibly the worst signing ever in the Premier League, which is
Yeah,
probably a side of relief for Pepe
he's
because
up there.
he was up there.
Yeah.
You know, as much as people want to say, "Oh yeah, well, what about Ndombele?" I was like, "Well, we at least got a season out of him." Anthony, yeah, less said about him the better, to be honest. And Pepe, I don't think Arsenal even really got a season out of him. And if anyone tries to justify his price by going, "Oh, he was really good in the Europa," no, just not. Let's not.
He scored a couple of goals against West Ham once.
He did.
Yeah.
He also conceded that he gave away possession against Newcastle when Arsenal were winning.
Probably, yeah.
Towards the back end of the season.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, he
was
came
talking
on.
about Pepe at the weekend, and yeah, I feel like
Well,
he came at the wrong time. I feel like if he came now, he'd probably do better. He wouldn't get in the team, but he'd do
no.
better.
Well,
But he came in at
Arsenal
just the wrong time, and yeah,
possibly, and the fact that Arsenal spent 72 million on him.
yeah. So
That, and there was always a shroud of Arsenal. There was some sort of dodgy dealings there as well because I think it was 12 million a year every year for the next 6 years, and you're like, yeah, that's a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah, didn't work out.
No. But well,
That's a little trip back down recent memories.
It's been better since, so
It's been all right.
we'll forget about that. It's in the past. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Man United have got the mantle of bad, over expensive signing now, and I'm sure someone's turn will be next season. Most likely Chelsea, because they've got a form for spending lots and lots of money now. Mudrik's finally starting to justify his price tag just about, but you can't. I don't know if you can call him a flop because he's got 6.5 more years left on his deal, right? So don't matter.
I mean, the best bit of business Chelsea did is Palmer. They didn't have Palmer. God knows where they'd be.
Yeah, and probably Man City's worst because if Man City had
Yeah.
Cole Palmer, they would absolutely be they would dominate in this league, be above and beyond. There would be no way Liverpool and Arsenal would be anywhere close because
Possibly.
Palmer would have come on in their weekend against Arsenal and scored.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So.
You know, which is a strange. I mean, you never know. Man City might just buy him back after a season because Chelsea are in so much goddamn debt anyway.
Yeah, I mean, probably not a bad idea. So
homegrown, get him back in.
Yeah.
Support your own.
Yeah.
But that leans into Palmer as well. I think Palmer's going to possibly be number one captaincy pick this coming week now because people are going to knee jerk.
Yeah, well, get into it. 32. Look at my team, and he does have the armband at the moment. So
there you go. Look,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's a knee jerk, but it might have been a knee jerk.
Yeah, but I'll run through my team. Got Neto in goal, Zabania, Gabriel, and Udogi at the back. Saka, Foden, Palmer captain, and Salah vice midfield. Then up front will be Darwin, Solanke, and Haaland. And my bench will be Kaminsky, Barkley, Kilman, and Dallo, who we also talked about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Palmer captain seems logical. But Salah's tempting. Worries me that Salah blank this week, and then I'm not captaining him, and he might go smash it. I don't know. Yeah, I might flip a coin on that one.
Flip a coin. I mean, let's be honest. Sheffield United are not great.
No.
So there is every chance they could lose. At home, they're actually worse at home than they are away. They're kind of like, was it Everton last season? I think Everton were like that. Someone was like that last season.
Okay. Yeah.
And most of their droppings have come at home. The 8-0 against Newcastle was at home. 6-0 against Arsenal. That was, I mean, that Arsenal game was embarrassing. It was done by half time. And if there hadn't been a half time whistle, it probably would have been about 12-15-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've lost like 5 or 6 to Brighton at home as well. So they've got form, is what I'm saying, for losing heavy at home. So I would not rule out Chelsea getting a couple, especially with Palmer in this form.
Yeah.
And they're quite aggressive going forwards. Mudryk is actually looking good, which is a weird thing to say, considering he's struggled since he got here. But he is taking quite a few set pieces. He got 70 minutes midweek. I think he's basically got Sterling's spot for now, unless I absolutely make a fool of myself and Sterling starts against Sheffield United and he goes and gets a bag full of goals.
Could happen. Yeah.
It's likely. The one that probably is going to be the big hit of this week will be Nicholas Jackson, but he's on 9 yellow cards, so it'd be 1 week punt only.
Yeah.
If I had a transfer,
Jackson in.
No, if I had wanted to do that before wildcarding, I guess like in 33, I could have done that. I could have brought Jackson in for a 1 week, watch him get nothing but a yellow card, and then suspended for 2, and then finally wildcard him and others out, kind of thing. But yeah, I think there will be goals in the Chelsea game. There might be a lot more goals in the Luton Bournemouth game as well, because Luton have lost so many players to injury now.
Yeah, but
they're barely putting a team together.
I don't know. They're still putting up a good fight, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not ruling them out. I just don't think they'll keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, no.
I don't think Bournemouth will keep a clean sheet against them either, which is scary because I've got 2 Bournemouth players still.
Yep, me too. But I feel like I've got to go for it.
Yeah, it's there for the take. I think Adebayo's out for the season. I heard murmurs of that a couple of days ago. So if that is the case, that's gutted and for them because he's their top scorer at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Palmer's a good shout. Salah. I mean, I wouldn't rule out Foden against Crystal Palace. Palace
Mm,
have not exactly been defend. I
yeah.
mean, Brighton. I tell you, the outside captaincy pick would be if we get news that Saka is starting or he's fit.
Mm,
He would be the captaincy pick because Brighton's defense is bad as well.
yeah.
I mean, I know they kept a clean sheet, but
But I
Brentford
don't.
were
Yeah.
really terrible.
With Saka being flagged anyway, even if he is playing, I don't think I put the armband on him. I
No,
mean,
but I mean,
I'm considering selling him, so it'd
there
be
you go.
mad. It'd be
You're not
mad
the
to
only one.
U-turn.
He's due to go down tonight in price, Saka.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think with the
y-
flag, he's clearly carrying something, so it's a case of do I want to jump off that now? Um,
I'd be. I mean, because you've got Bayern midweek as well. Maybe he doesn't play Brighton,
yeah,
and the fact that some of the squad players were quite good might give Arteta the confidence to rest him and
yeah,
maybe not put as many minutes in Martinelli's legs as well, because Martinelli's still making his way back from injury. So maybe you'll just get a bench appearance against Brighton.
yeah, maybe.
Um,
Yeah.
but they'll, I guess when you're fighting on 2, 3, 4 fronts, you do need to be squad managing better.
Yeah, it felt like a risky move against Luton to bench players, but it's something he didn't do last year, and he did get criticised for. I'll tell,
Well, he didn't do
where
it
we
last
didn't
year, and then
really
you run out of
rotate,
gas.
and we run out of steam. So I think
Yeah,
he needs to do it to yeah to help. So
you got to have faith in those players, because if you don't,
yeah,
then they have no confidence when you call upon them at all.
yeah,
And then it also gives you a better idea of when you do, like at Luton, it wasn't a convincing win by any measure. It was a professional win, but Smith Rowe looked good. Zinchenko looked good again, being back, and
yeah. Defensively, he
Trossard was
still looked
okay,
awful, but can't
but
defend
he's not
Zinchenko.
he's not there to defend, is he? The same way
No.
Brentford have got Reggie on, they're not there to defend. They're there for width and creativity. So
Yeah, he
you
does
have to
he
kind
does
of,
make some sloppy mistakes though, Zinchenko. He bugs me a
yeah.
little bit.
Well,
Does
there you
bug
go.
me. I prefer Kiwi boy.
Welcome to my world of watching Reggie on week in, week out for a year.
Mm,
Because you
yeah,
go, I know he's better than that, but he doesn't seem to know that he's better than that himself.
yeah.
So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more frustration with him from now to the end of the season. But yeah, you got to keep faith in those. And some people repaid them, some people didn't. Like I said, I don't know if Reece Nelson will be a go-to guy going forwards, but Smith Rowe definitely will be. Trossard is.
Yeah.
Eddie Nketiah is there. What terrible luck. He probably would be a starting striker for someone in the Premier League because of his age and the attributes he's got. And Arsenal said, sign a new deal. You'll definitely have a chance to compete, and you will, possibly be our number one. So he signs a new 5-year deal,
Mm,
and you go and buy Jesus, and as
mm,
Jesus takes his spot almost immediately.
mhm.
And then the following summer, you go and buy Havertz, and then Jesus basically sits on the bench, and then is just basically looking there, going, "Oh, great! I get like 9 minutes here and there."
Yeah.
He didn't even start this one,
Yeah.
Nketiah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll end up somewhere. Hopefully Palace, because that would be a good place for him if Mateta doesn't stay. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, if outside pick would be an Arsenal player, I think, for a captaincy. And if Saka is what we think and isn't going to play, Jesus, Trossard, or even Havertz.
Havertz.
Saka to Havertz wouldn't be the worst move.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. I think I'm gonna hold my transfer this week. But if I was gonna, it'd be Saka out, and my 4-player shortlist includes Havertz. But I'm not. It it does seem good, but I don't know. It's
He
Havertz. I
was
still can't
fine.
get over it.
The
It's
only
Havertz. So
the only thing that let him down was just the second before he substituted. He took a dive
yeah,
stupidly.
and he got a
There's no,
booking. Yeah,
yeah. other than that, he was really, really good against Luton. He did what was asked of him. He was moving into the channels, etc.
Yeah.
And he kind of plays like
And he is playing that false nine kind of up front.
he's not an out and out striker, but he's doing it a lot better at Arsenal than he ever did at Chelsea.
Yeah, and he's getting returns. Got an assist against Luton, and so yeah,
he's good. He's good enough, and he's more of a reasonable price into that Arsenal midfield.
Yeah,
he's cheaper than Martinelli, I think, not by much, but Martinelli's obviously come back from quite a big injury recently.
Yeah,
he's significantly cheaper than Odegaard and Saka. So
yeah. And I am looking at that double in 34, so I'm looking at players there. So my other ones were Diaz, so I can triple up on Liverpool. So I think Liverpool got the best of those doubles.
possibly, I think Crystal Palace is the only one who's got 2 home fixtures other than that, right?
Yeah, but Palace. Yeah.
Well, you say that.
Might get someone for it, but
yeah. I mean, I
Mateta,
quite fancy
Mateta or Eze.
I fancy Jean-Philippe Mateta. If he was like 7-8 million, people would have him in their team week in, week out. Because he's like 4.9, people go, oh well, he'll be dropped this week now for Edouard, but it's a different manager, so those days are over.
Yeah, well, I think Mateta's number 1 now, head of Edouard for the moment.
Yeah, well, Edouard spent a long time out injured, and he's got the form.
Yeah,
not got the immediate fixtures because they're at home to Man City. Although every time Palace play Man City, they tend to get 2-3 goals. Maybe this is the perfect week to bring Mateta in.
Yeah, maybe.
Now go on, son, go and get a couple.
Yeah.
So you my differential.
I haven't got space in my forward line for Mateta though, so yeah.
Oh, you've got space in Haaland for mine, so yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've put Sarabia on my list of midfielders, but now I'm looking at that and thinking, and plus I'll be breaking one of my golden FPL rules, which is don't have Wolves attackers. So
true, but Wolves fixtures are still really good, and Sarabia's their penalty taker for the short term anyway.
Yeah.
And Cunha's about to be back. I think Wolves have got a good double as well, right? I don't think it's as bad as
Arsenal Bournemouth, their double in 34.
So that's not bad.
Yeah. I've got Kilman. I mean, the hub is recommending I sell Dallo for Aït-Nouri, which I do agree with. Aït-Nouri. So Aït-Nouri's been bugging me since I bought Kilman in. When I bought Kilman in, it was a case of what Wolves defender should I go for? And I thought about Aït-Nouri, and I went Kilman, and I've regretted it ever since because Aït-Nouri's been absolutely smashing it. And I've been like, really? Come on.
He was bad at the weekend. He missed a gilt-edged chance. And then he got taken early off
those chances, and yeah.
Well, there was that, and then obviously Gary O'Neill said, "Oh, he's fatigued and couldn't do the 90, so we weren't sure if he played midweek."
And this is the reason I didn't bring him in, because Kilman was more. You're getting 90 minutes out of Kilman, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll bring Kilman in." But
captain of the side, isn't he?
Yeah, but I should have brought Aït-Nouri in.
Yeah, and the thing with that is that Aït-Nouri, they said about being fatigued and that, started him left wing midweek. I mean, a 4.6, 4.7 million defender starting out of position on the wing. Yeah, you definitely want him in your side if you can get him.
And he looked really good. As well,
yeah,
so.
he also looks like a very young doppelganger of Mo Salah at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, one of the reasons I want him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if he looks like him, you never know. He might start turning up like him. So
yeah. So I am semi-tempted by that one as well.
Yeah.
Whether it be for Dallo, I don't know. Might even do Kilman to Aït-Nouri, possibly. But
I mean, if you don't want to use if you want to make a transfer this week, there's slightly sideways move because Max Kilman is always capable of getting a goal, but
Yeah, maybe I
and it's
should
no
do
guarantee
Dallo.
Wolves keep.
Although, yeah,
Yeah,
man, you haven't got a double in 34, so then
34. No, but I think
I'd be getting another doubler. They have got Sheffield United.
they got Sheffield United. Yeah, so
It's
it's not the
probably
worst.
I probably
Not the
do
worst
want to
fixture.
play Dallo for that, but probably one of the reasons I have got him. But
He was fine. I mean, it could have been an own goal for that fourth goal yesterday. So it's lucky you didn't get done for that. But
I had him
he's
benched anyway last week, so
you're lucky.
yeah.
But he's been decent. It's just Man United can't. They've gone through so many centre back combinations, even with youth players. I mean, Liverpool have as well, to be fair to them, but not as many as Man United. So yeah, I even against Sheffield United, it might be too big of an ask for a clean sheet
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
34. So maybe.
Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, maybe. That would give me another doubler. So,
Gotta get your doublers in, ain't you?
and then I possibly, if I bring him in, I'll possibly swap him out for one of my defenders, but I don't know which one. But yeah,
I mean, basically close your eyes, put your hand out, and pick 3 names because
yeah.
I have no idea which ones are keeping clean sheets anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I've not done well in defence this year. My points have not come from defenders, so yeah.
Mine have, but never intentionally. So
No,
last week I got 9 peats from Adam Smith, and I didn't expect Bournemouth to keep a clean sheet.
no, yeah.
Week before I got a clean sheet from Moreno, and I was genuinely surprised. Elated as well because he got substituted early, and I was like, fantastic! You can't lose that clean sheet. That's all mine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a really bad way of looking at it. If I need someone to be substituted in the 60 minutes because I know if he didn't, he probably ain't keeping that clean sheet.
Did they keep a clean sheet in the end? They did that week, didn't they?
I did.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing because if he'd stayed on longer, then it meant he would have got probably more passing bonus points, per second,
True.
which means he would have got some actual bonus.
Yeah.
Instead, Luca Dean came on for his cameo appearance and got himself booked like he always does.
Awesome. Good stuff.
I think I might just get myself a Luca Dean French shirt so I can always get myself booked when I'm playing 5-a-side.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Why not?
Yeah.
Come on for 10 minutes, kick someone in the air, get booked, and go on.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I might burn a transfer. Might take Saka out.
Well, if you're
Might
preparing
do
for
Dallo.
34,
Tainore. One of
if
those.
you if you roll a transfers for 34, you could, or if not, getting a better midfielder. I mean, Man United's defense looks so bad with the stats about how many shots they've faced. Getting maybe another Liverpool attacker is not the worst idea.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
And not a lot of people got Luis Diaz.
no, so there's some
Plus
options there. I
Diaz
think
doubles.
I'll count out Sarabi. Like I said, that goes against my rules. Son's on my
It
list
does,
because I just every week I'm fearing not having Son at the moment.
but that doesn't help you in 34.
No, exactly. So I don't think I'll do that. I
Yeah.
think I'll just panic for 2 weeks and go, oh god, I hope Son doesn't do much. Yeah.
He probably. I mean, I'll be honest. He probably won't.
Mm,
We've looked ropey at times. I mean, we were bad midweek against West Ham, but we were also bad against Luton,
mm.
and that
But
is not an out.
Forest and Newcastle, that they look like all right fixtures. So
Well, you say that, but
yeah.
Forest absolutely destroyed Fulham.
Yeah.
So bad that Fulham had to make what was it, 2, 3 substitutions at 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Harry
Three.
Wilson got hooked, and a couple others. I mean,
Iwobi, I think.
that must. Awobi went, Harry Wilson went, and someone else
Someone
went.
else. Yeah.
And you got to feel sorry for Wilson because Rob Page, the Wales manager, was in the stand specifically to watch his performance. So
it's not great. Yeah.
it's not great, is it? You're not really going to solidify your chances of getting into the team if you're not, if you're getting hooked after 30 minutes because you're 3-0 down.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Although they're not in the Euros anyway, Wales, right? They went out to Ukraine.
Yeah.
So
Don't matter. He wants
no matter.
the summer off then, doesn't he? So
Yeah, screw them.
probably
Screw all of
best.
them.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, we should probably move on. Start looking at your team,
Right.
seeing as there's a lot going on. So
Not as much as you, by the sounds of it. I don't think, anyway.
I don't know. Well, we've got a wildcard draft to have a look at, haven't we? So
A potential if I decide to pull the trigger, but I'm going to see what the hub says in terms of if my current team's close to it or not.
Oh,
but
well, you'll see that in a moment. That's next slide, that is. So.
That's the next slide. That's slide 2 or 3. So I'll go through my team, what I've done. I've already made a move. So I've got Neto in goal, Udogie, Gabriel, Ait-Nouri. I've got Palmer, Salah, who's my captain, Son, Odegaard, Maddison. And I've got Darwin and Solanke. And then my bench is Areola, Tony, Virgil van Dijk, and Adam Smith. So yeah, I've already sold Doughty because he was going down in price. I got 4.6 million for Doughty. He was at 4.7 at the time. And Ait-Nouri was 4.6 and he's gone to 4.7. So it's like, let's just make the move. I'll make the move. I wanted Ait-Nouri like a week before, 2 weeks before, but I couldn't without taking like -8s or -12s, and I didn't want to be silly buggers.
Yeah.
And then it also sort of starves off taking. Well, it doesn't starve off really because I don't have Saka or Haaland in the squad, and it's frightening. But it gives me what looks like an okay team on paper.
Yeah, I'd say so for this week.
I've got Van Dijk on the bench. It's concerning because Man United are not very good, but Man United should score against Liverpool. So that's my only thing. Van Dijk should have scored against Sheffield United, to be honest. He had a bloody... he was clear in the box from a corner, and he should have just absolutely buried it, but he didn't. But I give him the benefit of the doubt. It was raining, and I'm absolutely shit at headering on target to score. So who am I to criticise?
True.
I could have gone the other way, really. Actually, I should have. Now thinking about it, I should have gone instead of Ait-Nouri, I should have gone and got Gusto, because Gusto was good against Man United. He's clearly not carrying an injury. It was fatigue, they said, and cramp. And he's got Sheffield United this weekend. That will be an absolute thriller, more than likely. Although knowing Chelsea, it'll be a thriller for all the wrong reasons, because some of their games recently have been. So maybe that is a good avoid.
They'll quite possibly concede. Could see that happening.
I would not be surprised if it was a 3-2 Chelsea.
Yeah.
And a lot closer than you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got Ait-Nouri. I think Wolves have got a good fixture next week. So I think they've got quite good fixtures going forwards, actually. There's a couple of bad ones, but I can rotate them out.
Well,
they've got Arsenal in 34. Yeah, they've got 2 home fixtures in 34. It's Arsenal, Bournemouth.
West
so it's not great.
Forest, Arsenal, Bournemouth, then Luton, 35.
Yeah.
Then City.
Yeah, and then I'd bench him for City.
Then Palace, then Liverpool.
You play him, and then you bench him for 38.
Yeah.
So you play him for a good 5 or 6 of the last 7-8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I got him in, and I like the idea that he's playing left wing. So if he probably won't play left wing again this season now, but if he does, I've got him. And
I feel like I've seen him there before, so I think he is playing there a lot.
He was there earlier this season when there was a couple of injuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to sell Maddison because it's a decent home fixture, at least this week.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell Odegaard.
Don't want to fix your goalkeeper injury problem.
I don't need to.
That's what the hub's recommending. Says you should
get
Pickford.
The hub's recommending because obviously Burnley at home this week's a good fixture.
Yeah.
And then if I benched him for 34, 33, sorry, and then I just play him in 34 because I've got 2 home fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
That's clearly a ploy for someone that doesn't have a bag full of chips left like I do. So,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
if I went for a goalkeeper change this week, it probably would have been Areola to Dubravka because
Oof.
Nick Pope's not going to come back for the rest of the season now.
Yeah, but Newcastle are not exactly keeping many clean sheets.
Nor Everton.
Yeah, true. But
I don't think Everton have got a win in
I had
10,
Pickford
11.
at well, he didn't start off well, but I kept him,
No.
and then he
Yeah,
got me some
he had
returns.
yeah, he got some returns in a brief period where I think he got 5 clean sheets or something like that. But
Yeah,
I had that with James Justin last season, and
yeah,
Leicester still went down.
yeah, true.
So it doesn't, and if I'm going to go for a goalkeeper, I mean Neto plays in the double anyway,
Yeah,
so I just need a goalkeeper that's playing, that's on the bench just in case Neto finally gets dropped because the manager keeps criticizing him.
still
But
got your bench boost, aren't you? Or did you use that? Got all your
no,
chips,
I got
haven't
my
you?
bench boost.
Yeah,
I got bench boost, wild card, and free hit.
yeah. See, Pickford in bench boost, double goalkeepers. That's what I did.
Well, that if I'm going to do that, I would. We're running out of game weeks essentially.
Mm. Yeah, there's not many
Um,
left.
there's not many. See, so I could wild card this week, or I could wild card next week, and then bench boost in 34,
Mm.
while everyone's still got something to play for. The problem with that is
Yeah.
then that means I've got to commit to selling Son, and if I'm selling Son, I might as well sell all my Tottenham players because they all blank.
Mm. True.
But you do that, and that say you have like an abject bench boost because you sold them all, but now you've also played your wild card and your bench boost, so you've only got your free hit left. But
Mm-hmm.
35, Tottenham and Chelsea are both playing each other, so now you're going to have to take hits to get those players in.
Yeah.
So then you're taking hits to get those players in. That'll be a sort of a bang average game week that nothing exciting happens, and then you're like, oh crap, and then 36, Tottenham have got someone very difficult, and it's either Arsenal or Liverpool.
6 Spurs, Liverpool.
There you go, Liverpool away.
Yeah.
So I'm not really going to want to start 3 Spurs in that fixture. So I'd have to take more hits to get them out,
Mm-hmm.
which again, in itself, means I've backed myself into a bloody corner. And then after I've done all that, then I'm going to free hit in 37 anyway, to play whatever combination of players I want in those doubles, and then I'm gonna have to take hits for 38, and it's just like, oh, so many more hits. It's just so many, and it's too many. So I could wild card this week if I was worried about Haaland and Saka, but maybe I'll roll the dice one more week and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I'm gonna wild card in 33, free hit in 34, so I can keep Son. I might only keep Son and Adogi on my wild card.
Mm.
Because then I can bench Adogi. I'd probably start Son regardless in 33.
Yeah.
But if I free hit, it means I keep all that bloody value tied up in him, so I'm not actually going to get, you know, priced out of getting him back. Because he's very good in 37 and 38 because of playing
Mm.
Sheffield United and
Burnley.
Burnley.
Yeah.
2 teams that are not very good at defending, although 2 teams that are probably going to be very good at playing football once their relegation's confirmed.
Yep. True. So.
So unless something happens where Everton and Nottingham Forest get their other points deductions confirmed in the next 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that should be how it plays out. But that would be that's what I'm leaning to. Wildcard this week or next week, and then free hit 34, and then I'd have some Tottenham players and probably 2 Chelsea. So I'd have 4 for their double in 35. Chelsea's 36 fixtures okay. Tottenham's is bad, so I'd bench Adogi. And 37, I'd bench boost with whatever I've got left, which I think Tottenham and Chelsea both double in 37 as well. because they've got a couple of fixtures to make up. So
yeah.
it might be less hits. I probably won't be. I'm probably talking bollocks, and I'd have to make all those hits anyway to get, be in it to win it, as people keep saying, like the lottery terms. And keep taking hits for these double game weekers, like I did Adam Smith all those weeks ago, and he got 0 points in the double.
Yeah.
He's only just come to fruition now. What, 3-4 weeks since that double? I mean, that's a long. And the only reason I've held him is because I've had no choice. So, yeah, I'm a bit. I've made, like I said, I've made one transfer already, so it's done. Any further transfers would be for actual hits now. So,
yeah.
And I've already taken a hit. I thought I'd taken 2 hits in a row, but
or you'd have to wildcard.
I'd have to wildcard. So I did.
So we should probably look at the AI recommended wildcard team then. You can have a look at
yes.
that. Oh, no,
that would be
actually, I've
helpful.
put your wildcard draft up first.
Oh, for all the scrutiny in the world.
Yeah. But we can look at the AI one first if you want.
Let's look at the AI one first.
Okay.
So what's the AI wildcard? Read it to me.
So Pickford
and to everyone else.
Aït-Nouri, Brantford, Virgil van Dijk, Salah, Son, Palmer, Luis Diaz, Haaland, Tony, Solanke, with a bench of Petrovic, Sarabia, Gusto, and Gabriel.
Oh, this is going hard on 34.
Yeah, possibly. I look at that. You've got half of that team anyway. You've got
I do now, yeah.
You've got Virgil van Dijk. You've got Salah, Son, Palmer, Tony, Solanke, Sarabia. Oh no, you've got rid of.
No, I've got Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel.
I've got Gabriel.
Yeah.
So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 of the 14.
Yeah.
Which incidentally, if I was making a wild card doing my transfers now, I would only take 6. I would only make 6 moves from what my wild card shows.
Yeah.
Although I think one of them was to transfer out Virgil van Dijk. I think it's I didn't see the hub recommends Everton. Maybe Everton will be better because it's 3 home fixtures out of the next 4, so the chance of a clean sheet will probably be better.
Yeah, but going double Everton
Everton defense.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do that.
And I assume because you can't put the parameters in. If you could put the parameters in that you were free hitting in 34, maybe it wouldn't carry the Everton players at all. Because there'd be no need.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's possible.
And you probably wouldn't need Sarabia either. So you could probably go and get Garnacho, who's got decent fixtures. I mean, even if you free hit and kept Garnacho on your free hit, he's got an okay fixtures the other side of that as well. And Tony's the out. Like he's such a weird one, Tony, at the moment because he's more expensive than Darwin. And he looked really good at the weekend, but then he looked really bad against Brighton. And you're like, oh, come on now. But his fixtures are ridiculous. Villa's not very good. That's why I've got him benched. But then he's got Sheffield United and then Luton. I mean, that's ridiculous. And they're relegation ties now. Brentford are in relegation, so it's a difficult thing to decide. And that's the thing. I guess my wild card now, no matter what, there's not going to be a lot of transfers. 6 is probably the most I'm going to do. From now until the end of the season. So I just need to time it right. If I don't do it this week and I get lucky again without Haaland and Saka, great. But if I don't, and I should have done it this weekend, and Haaland goes and absolutely gets a bucket load of goals because he's angry that he didn't play midweek, then then I'm basically just sitting here going, yeah, of course, everyone owns Haaland. Why wouldn't they? Only idiots don't own Haaland. So it's
Yeah, I
I'm
mean it's
stuck.
paying off at the moment. He's not he's not
He
getting
hasn't looked the
returned. It's
same
not
since the
like
injury.
not like last season. So
Well, the thing is, right? Is people keep saying that on
I
like that,
yeah.
but he has got
Oh
22
yeah, he's
in 25.
still got plenty of
So,
goals.
so the comparison that they're comparing him to is him from
Yeah,
last season when
yeah,
he was
exactly.
absolutely superhuman.
They're going, oh, he's a bit rubbish now, isn't he? But he's not.
Yeah, I was hearing people talk about him the other day, he was like a guy ready for retirement. They were like, oh yeah, he's nowhere near good enough, and you're like, well, he kind of is. He
Yeah.
just, if you've got 22 out of 25 games, you're okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's just because you're not got 42 in like 15 like he had last season. You know, he didn't get like back-to-back hat tricks. That's the only reason people are going, oh God, is he all right? It seems something like there's something wrong with him. No,
I mean,
it's absolutely fine, lad.
it's crossed my mind this week. Should I sell him? But I don't know. With Palace
It's
away and then Luton at home.
the
No.
Luton at home one will hurt the most. The
Yeah.
Palace away one possibly won't hurt as much. But then the Luton at home one, does he play?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Because they've got Real Madrid either side of it
That could
in the
be.
Champions League.
That could be the problem. Maybe he doesn't play.
And if he's still nursing an injury,
Mm-hmm.
or if
Well,
he's not nursing
that'd
it and
be
they're just
the
managing him,
thing to monitor. I mean, if he starts maybe getting benched and stuff like that, then it might be time to sell him. So
yeah.
I think if I didn't have him, I wouldn't be super desperate to get him in. There's always that worry
No,
because it's Haaland. He might go
but,
and get a hat
but
trick.
his
But
ownership is stupid. That's the only thing that makes you concerned because you
yeah,
look at him and you go, oh wow, he's still owned by like 50, 60% of the league. And if like, even if I just owned him and didn't captain him, that would at least soften the blow if he has a mad one.
yeah,
But he is now 14.3 million.
mm.
And then I like for the team I've got currently if I sell like Tony, I guess would be my only choice. I'd have to sell Darwin as well down to someone. And even then, I still wouldn't have enough money saved. So I'd have to sell Virgil van Dijk just to make Haaland work.
Mm.
And then without doing that as an actual wild card, that means I've taken a -12 to get Haaland, who then might go and blank against Palace anyway.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
So I am, I'm caught. I'm caught in a sort of difficult decision.
Well, let's go back and look at your wildcard draft. See how that compares.
Yes, my wild card draft. So this was, I'd say this is more hasty than thingy because obviously we only got the announcement today that there's going to be a double in 35. So that was announced early this afternoon, and I didn't finish work till 6:30, 7. So I've hastily put something together, and as you'll see, you'll notice that I have had to make cuts, severe cuts to fit in Haaland. So
I mean, your midfield's the same apart from Garnacho.
there you go, right? So it's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I'll run through it quickly, and we'll scrutinise at length. So it's Petrovic in goal with Adogi, Gabriel, Gusto, Palmer, Salah, Son, Garnacho, Madison, and then Haaland, Solanke, and then my bench would be Dubravka, Tony, Smith, and Ait Nuri. Right. So with this team, I think I'd have 0.4 in the bank still, which is not a lot. But it does mean I get 3 Chelsea, 3 Tottenham. And so they would play this week because they got good fixtures. Next week, Tottenham do not. Tottenham have Newcastle away. Although, if Newcastle lose any more defenders, maybe that
Yeah,
is a good fixture.
I don't think that's a bad fixture.
No, well, Chelsea have got Everton at home. So, providing what Chelsea turn up, I could have a good fixture there as well. So, again. But this team, what's happened is I've just made cuts. I've sold players like Van Dijk and Odegaard to afford Haaland. That's the only thing I've done, really. Apart from that, I've transferred out Areola, who's injured, for Dubravka, and that is literally about it.
Yeah, there's not that many changes.
Not many changes at all.
Changed your goalkeepers. You brought Gusto in.
I've basically brought 2 Chelsea in.
Garnacho and Haaland.
Garnacho, Haaland, and Dubravka. And
Yeah.
Aitnuri had already made us a transfer, so that would count as 6 total for this week. But
Yeah.
because it seems senseless to do any more, because after that, this week, obviously, if I played with that wildcard team, it's heavily reliant potentially on Spurs and Chelsea. But I could also start Aitnuri over one of those 2 defenders from Spurs or Chelsea if I wanted to. But in 33, I'd want Tony because he plays Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And in that way, I could bench Maddison, for example.
Yeah.
And in 34 is the doubles. So I just click the free hit. So it doesn't matter what this team is. And in 35, when you get to this team, I've got 6 players that double again in 35 because I've got 3 Tottenham, 3 Chelsea.
Yeah.
And in 36, bit iffy because Tottenham got Liverpool, so I'd probably bench Maddison and Udogie, which means I better have a half decent bench, which clearly I'm not going to because it will be Adam Smith and Aitnuri. It is what it is. And in 37, Tottenham and Chelsea. It's not too bad. Tottenham and Chelsea double in 37 as well. So I could have 6 more for them.
Yeah.
But the only reason I pressed wildcard this week is because I want Haaland, because I'm frightened, and because Chelsea are playing Sheffield United.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think based on that, I wouldn't wildcard this week. I would sit on it another week. I don't think you need to.
Probably not. I mean,
I think your team looks good enough for this week.
I think I'll be okay.
You'll be sweating on Haaland, but it's the same as me sweating on
Saka.
So
Haaland, and if Haaland and Saka both start and get 2 goals each, then I'll be absolutely destroyed. Especially if I don't get my captaincy right. If I get the wrong captain, that's going to compound my misery.
Yeah.
So obviously I should be picking Palmer based on form.
Yeah. But Salah's tempting. So yeah.
Yeah, he's tempting. And so I don't know where I'll go with that. Maybe I'll have to go with the crowd and go with Palmer. But yeah, so my transfers literally would be to get Haaland. But I guess if I leave it another week, I get to see how many minutes Haaland plays against Real Madrid as well.
Yeah.
How intense that game is. And then you kind of got a rough idea Guardiola might rotate. So if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't play Palace, you go, okay, he's starting Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And then you can go, okay, is Haaland going to play Luton or is that going to be Alvarez? And then if it's Alvarez,
I mean, maybe Haaland doesn't play Palace either.
Maybe not. Maybe if he's carrying something, we don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's the case, and I think Alvarez is going to start against Luton, then I don't need Haaland until like 36 or 35 at the earliest. So, which means kind of a long time without him. But I'd still wildcard in 33 possibly, even if I didn't have Haaland on my wildcard team. Or maybe I do. Maybe I just gamble. And I think Haaland plays Luton in 33. I free hit in 34, so it doesn't matter. I just don't have him in the team at all. And in 35, he's back. I can't remember who Man City are playing in 35, but I think they've got a better run in than Arsenal do. For fixtures. So.
Man City 35, Forest away.
Not bad.
Yeah.
As long as they don't play like Fulham, it's not a bad fixture.
Yeah, no. So Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be I'm going to sweat it out this week because
Yeah.
I'm the only one in our league who doesn't have those two players, and you're all above me. So
Mm. So it's either you're
if
gonna
they
make some gains or fall
fall
further
away,
behind. Yeah. So,
so it's tricky.
yeah.
But I don't really see the necessity unless I know for a fact that Chelsea were going to keep a double. If I could get a double clean sheet for Chelsea and Gusto was going to get like if Gusto got Trippier level points that I got earlier in the season, I think Trippier got 18 points. What was it against Sheffield United away when it was 8-0?
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved that. It was fantastic. If I thought I could get that from Gusto, I'd be making this wild card all day.
Mm. But I don't
But I
know.
just don't think I don't have
It's
that
not as nailed
faith in
on.
Chelsea.
Definitely
No,
not as nailed on.
no,
Yeah.
it is not.
There was a couple of seasons ago when Chelsea were good, and I think you might have done a wild
You
card
trust it,
then or
what?
something, and you did either triple or double Chelsea defense, and
I did, yeah. I did it on
I
a
can't remember who it was
on a.
against, but it was a complete banker. I mean, Chelsea just dominated it, didn't concede a
I did
chance
it.
really,
Yeah,
kept a clean
I did
sheet.
a.
Yeah,
I can't remember who that was. It might have been against Fulham. Home against Fulham.
yeah,
That was when they were conceding goals for fun and they got absolutely buried. And
yeah,
yeah, I picked three. I think I picked Alonso, their goalkeeper at the time, who possibly was Kepa and
yeah,
Rudiger, and I got like
yeah,
25, 26 points.
yeah.
So
But
yeah, if I
this
had more
year,
confidence like that,
I don't know. They'd probably concede against Sheffield United.
I wouldn't be surprised. It'd
Yeah.
probably be Brereton Diaz, and if it is Brereton Diaz, I think he finds his way into my free hit team in 34
Mm.
as the differential.
Mm. Yeah. I've got a double, haven't I? So
They do.
yeah.
So that's yeah. I need to just decide, I guess. I mean, Saka's going down in price tonight, so I don't actually have to press the wild card. Then I could wait till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think the deadline's an early one again, so which is good.
Yeah, I
Uh,
assume there's a half
the
12
early
kickoff.
kickoff, it's Man City, isn't it?
Yep.
It's Man City Palace. Brilliant. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if we got a leak, that Haaland will stein. Maybe I do panic and press the wild card.
But you might get news he's not starting and think, oh, thank God for
If
that.
if he doesn't, I can go. "Oh, thank God for that. I'll hold my wild card.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just get it all set.
Yeah.
I'll do the transfers preemptively, have it all set, and then if you get that news, you just click save,
Mm.
make transfers. Job done.
Yep.
Go and have a little sit down, pat yourself on the back, and wait for you to get 20 points after you've wildcarded Dross in. But
Yeah.
so
But
yeah,
yeah.
if we're lucky, we'll
Cool.
get some leaks. If not, I don't know. But clearly, the hub, even without saying to the hub, "Oh, I want a free hit in 34,"
Mm.
is saying, "Well, get some extra doublers for 34," and it's telling me to start double Everton defense, which no, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
because
it can't take into account, oh, you might free hit here. If there was a
it
way of
can't take into
programming
account
it in,
free
that'd
hit.
be good. But
That would
yeah.
be ideal. If I could set the parameters where I say when I was going to free hit, I think it would possibly encourage more Tottenham and Chelsea for
Yeah.
35.
Maybe
Um,
there is, and I've just not figured it out yet. But I could not see anywhere to set those
well,
kind of parameters. So
if there is, there is. It's not a big concern. It probably helps me not play the wild card, to be honest. So
mm, yeah.
it just feels like I am running out of weeks to play it, and I'm not going to get as much use out of it.
Yeah, well, you don't have to play it if you don't want to. It's only
No, I
optional.
don't want to. No, I know it's optional, but I need to play it to gain an advantage strategically, right? That's the
Mm,
point. I've got it still, so I could give myself more points, or
yep.
instead of taking hits.
Yeah.
Um, but I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. So, mine's less problematic decision making than yours because I've made my actual transfer. I just don't know whether I want to make my wild card hit, my wild card move for Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I would be all set. That's the only positive thing I'd done there is 3 Chelsea, 3 Tottenham, free hit 34, which again would be an epic amount of confusion because I go, oh, who am I having on 34 free hit?
Mm.
And then I'd have 6 players for the doubles in 35, which is the max you can get without spending any points.
Yeah.
So I could roll that transfer in 35 maybe, or spend that transfer in 36, try and roll or spend just one, and then 37, see what I can do. So yeah, it's still open, for now. But I'm I guess it's how much I'm worried about Haaland and Saka. We'll see, I guess. We'll see if we get any leaks.
Mm.
Get those.
I think so either. I think so.
Yeah, I wasn't panic about them originally.
No.
And clearly not enough on my wild card that I don't even own Saka on the wild card. So there you go.
Yeah.
Because I have to make sacrifices to afford the massive budget that is Haaland.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way around it. You just have to go, and I quite like Haaland, but I can't afford that as well. So
yeah. Tricky.
no, it's tricky. I've got a my team is literally 1 in a million. Apparently, there's no one in the top million that's got the same combination of players that I've got.
Well, there you go. Unique.
And it's been like that a lot for most of this season. So clearly, I've got the mind that no one else has, where they go, this will be a good pick. Who is he? I don't know.
That sounds about right.
That does.
But yeah, cool. All right. Well, on that note, let's wrap it up there. Skip past that. Thanks everyone for listening. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Average FPLers. And if you want to join our mini league, the code is 5FDX0Q. We'll be back next week to see if Mike did press the wild card or not, and how we did. So until then, take care. See you soon. Bye bye.
It's all right.